Welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user Sergey Zile. No idea if that's how it's pronounced, but Sergey Zile, and he's driving the M6 on an encounter battle on Ruinberg. M6 being the tier 6 heavy tank for the Americans. So this thing has pretty much the same chassis as the T1, gets a better cannon. I think slightly better armor than the T1, but I may be mistaken. I'm sure you guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, because you guys seem to love doing that. But this thing, when used appropriately, can be a great tank, even when you see it's not top tier. It is in a tier 7 battle, but there are only 2 tier 7 tanks on either side. So something like an M6 can make a huge difference. So anyway, on to this replay. Sergey making his way to the right-hand flank, to this little town here. Normally you only really see a couple of tank destroyers and the medium tanks making their way over here. So being the only heavy tank over here may be able to make a large impact. So far, the only person I've seen over here is this T49. And if he is the only vehicle over here, then he's going to be in some serious trouble. He's already fired at the T25 or the Nashorn. Not really sure which one it is. But Sergey just pokes his head out, takes his shot, and picks up kill number 1. So playing a little bit carefully here, just poking his head out and back in a couple of times, just to try and get an idea of if there's anybody else on this flank. You don't really want to be caught in the middle of the road just like that and take some shots through the side armor. But to be honest, with the amount of tanks that are showing up in the on the left-hand flank in the town, you would probably be correct in assuming that there's not going to be very many people on this flank at all. They might maybe meet 1 or 2 other guys over here, but if he sticks all the way on the right hand flank here, sticks close to this red line, then he may be able to sneak up. An M6 being super sneaky here. Now what you can do a lot of the time is use the terrain on the left hand side there. You can see there's a little bit of a dip by the red line. You can use that terrain to just kind of keep you safe, but Sergey just saying, to hell with being safe, I've got the armor, I'm just going to plow straight across the open field here. Did get spotted out by something, but not really sure what. The allied team looks like they're going for an early rush on Cap, but to be honest, the enemy team's making a good go of stopping them. Looks like there is a T49 AFK here. It's probably who spotted him out earlier. So although he's AFK, the crew does still spot. Just going to make sure he gets close enough. Takes a big shot there, and looks like the BDR is able to finish him off. There's an M4 camping over here. Not really sure what the M4 is thinking he's going to achieve at this point. Being camped at this place on the battlefield, considering it is an encounter battle, so the objective is all the way on that left-hand flank in the town. So not really sure why the M4 was camping in spawn. But as it is, Sergey is able to pick up the Hummel, takes out the artillery, and picks up kill number 2. Kill number 3 follows pretty quickly afterwards, and he's able to pick up that M4. Finds the KV-1S here. With the speed that KV-1S is firing at him, you can tell that he doesn't have the fully upgraded gun. He has that stock gun, so you don't really have to be too scared of him, considering he's only doing, what is that, 100 and some hit points per hit. And the penetration of that standard gun, not particularly fantastic. One thing the KV-1S does have, though, is a pretty good turn of speed. So if he's managed to get himself behind these buildings, spin himself around, there you go. You can see he's already long gone there, trying to get away. Unfortunately, that BDR's kind of got him in his sights down the way there. Almost had a nice shot on the rear armor, but not quite. Actually, the enemy team getting quite close to capping there. But it looks like somebody just able to reset that, so good job from them. One more shot should be enough to finish off this KV-1S finally, and that is kill number 4. So he's taking the long route around, but he's finally coming up on the cap circle here. Looks like the allied team did a fantastic job of holding off the cap there. Even though they all kind of rushed in lemming style and died one after another, they did manage to reset the cap long enough for the allies to turn up. The game's pretty even at the moment. at 11 kills to 11, thanks to that kill on the AT2. Can he pick up... oh, not quite. Oh, well, that T25-2 is on full hit points, so I'm not surprised he wasn't able to pick him up. KV-1S just heads around the corner and rushes his shot there, misses that one. One more hit maybe to take out that T25-2, and that is kill number 6, and hopefully a Top Gun medal for Sergey. Not quite able to hit the KV-1S himself. He's got to be careful. Oh, very, very lucky there, being left with 8 hit points. I was just about to say he's got to be very careful here, because it looks like KV-1S may be able to finish him off if he gets a high enough roll. KV-1S thinking he's going to come in for the ram there, but silly KV-1S doesn't realise just how much the M6 weighs, so he comes in and all he managed to do is 40 damage to himself. As you can see, Sergey's angled himself very, very well there. Angled his tank in a fantastic side-scraping position. And the KV-1S fires his shot, but only able to get a 0 damage critical on the gun. Sergey uses his repair kit. One more shot, and that is the ridiculous face hug of that KV-1S, finally able to take him out. So both of them, it was kind of like just watching a couple of girls with handbags there flap at each other, but eventually Sergey is able to put a shot through the side of that KV-1S. KV-1S complaining in chat saying seriously, but to be honest, he was the one who fired at the ridiculous positions of the M6, and the M6 was just able to put a shot through his side armor and finish him off. So now the enemy team just has that AT-15A and that AT-8 left. AT-15A gets caught with his side armor there, not quite able to put one through. Sergey's going to try and pick out his tracks here. Wait till his gun reloads, gets a good shot there, gets some damage on him and able to take out his tracks, and he's just going to keep firing at that point over and over again. As you can see, he's getting consistent damage and tracking the guy, and there's going to be nothing he can do here really. All he's got to do is just sit there and take it and like it, and that is kill number 8. And that just leaves the AT-8 against the M6, the Nashorn, and this BDR. So we're just going to speed this one up a little bit until we get back into the action. He was last spotted around south of the church somewhere, so thinking he's just going to be making his way straight up this road here. So Sergey pokes his head out, has a quick look. Nobody really there. The rest of the guys are all, well, I don't know what that BDR's doing. I think he's just gone AFK up there. Didn't get the kill on the KV-1S earlier on, so just decided to quit. There he is, the AT-8. Can he get a shot? No! Rushed his shot there and bounced on the side armor of the AT-8. The AT-8 takes his shot and only does... Did he really just do 6 damage? Is he firing HE? I'm not really sure what happened there. I think he may have lost 6 hit points, but we will see. Now, all Sergey needs is one good hit, but then again, all the AT-8 needs is one good hit. Puts a shot, takes out the AT-8's tracks. The AT-8 can't get anything through the massive front armor of the M6. And there we go. Sergey finally able to pick up the kill on the AT-8, doing a massive 4,000 points of damage, driving all the way around the map and picking up a monster 9 kills. So absolutely awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. And stick around, because as always, the score screens and another game are coming right up. Our second replay of the days from the user Quit. That's Quit, and he's driving the Batchat on a standard battle on the Arctic region. Batchat being the tier 10 medium tank for the French, the one with no armor, no hit points, but it has that auto loader, which makes it a force to be reckoned with. As you can see, damage, average damage 390, penetration 259, so he's able just to wreck people's faces. And usually this thing's used very, very well as a scout, as you can see, making good speed here at 65 kilometers an hour. Able to get to the center of the battlefield long before any of his allies, and even long before any of the enemies. So, going to make his way to this rock here. I presume he's going to park himself up and back up back up the rock face a little bit. See who we can spot out. As you can see, the Batchat doesn't have fantastic gun depression. Spots out a Jagdtiger and then decides to just get the hell out of dodge as he's been spotted. And he's really got to be careful with his tier 10 artillery, because one of those shots is really going to ruin his day. And let's face it, having your day ruined is probably the last thing on your agenda. Just keeps the Jagdtiger spotted himself. Not really wanting to get any damage on him himself. And that Jagdtiger looks like he's tunnel visioned a little bit, keeping his gun focused around about where Quit is. There we go, has his shot. Hopefully some of his allies should be able to get a shot on him any minute now. Quit not wanting to take the shot himself. Somebody's had that shot there, set him on fire, and then the shells fly in. And that's going to be all she wrote for that Jagdtiger. Not even bothering to use a fire extinguisher if he even had one to start with. But yeah, so if you're in a Jagdtiger or a tank destroyer, don't go to the center in Arctic region and then sit there and try and pick off a Batchat. If you get spotted like that, just run the hell away, because it's not going to go well for you. So already getting some good spotting damage, and hasn't even fired a shot yet, but already made a great difference in this game, putting them one tank ahead and taking out one of the tier 9 tank destroyers. So now this WZ-120 is making his way to the center, and Quit's going to be following him here. Luckily, he just lets the WZ go first and then take a couple of hits. Just missed his shot on the T-62A there. A little bit unfortunate. Going to wait for him to see if he peeks his head back out. If he does, then he's going to have some damage applied directly to his face. The 121 looking like he's moving into position to try and spot. But it looks like this game is just going to be a complete roundabout game, because in the north the Allies have many, many more tanks than the enemy, and in the south it looks like the enemy has many, many more tanks than the Allies. So this thing is just going to be a roundabout type of game. Just waiting here patiently for this T-62A, because to be honest, with the amount of tanks that are pushing, it would have been a safe bet to assume that that T-62A would have dropped back. Nice bit of tracking there to get some damage through on that T-54. One more shot. Let's see if we can finish him off. Nope, looks like the E4 stole that. Well, didn't steal. There's no such thing as kill stealing in this game. But it looks like he just snatched that kill away. And now the Allies have won in the north. Quit's just going to reload his cannon here. So this one's a little bit slow to start, but trust me, it does heat up in the middle and towards the end. Just going to head around this corner, see if we can spot the artillery here, but it looks like the artillery is nicely hidden. Not really sure, yeah, somebody clicking there, not really sure what the Jagdtiger and the T-54 think they're going to achieve on that ridge. They either want to drop back and try and support the southern flank, or move forward with the guys heading down on the left-hand flank. So Quit just deciding that he's needed elsewhere. Going to be heading to this southern flank. Going to see if we can pick somebody off. Looks like that is an ST-1, but he's nowhere to be seen. Finds an Object 704, which is looking at that 121 there. Lets this reticule close in. Has a couple of shots. One of them misses, one of them penetrates, but it looks like that Object 704 has decided to charge forwards for some reason. Probably because there was no way he was going to be able to retreat behind that rock before getting killed, and indeed that was true, as Quit picks up kill number 1. So the enemy team has totally overwhelmed the Allies in the south on that right-hand flank there, so somebody's going to have to start making their way back. You can see the E4, the Jagdtiger, and the Foch all looking like they are setting themselves up to fire down onto the cap circle. Unfortunately, if there's nobody there to spot the enemy tanks coming in, then there's going to be no damage done by any of those tank destroyers. Had a good shot on that T-30 there, but his gun just wasn't quite reloaded in time, so wasn't able to take advantage of that. And as you can see, the enemy team making their way very quickly towards the cap circle now. So Quit just deciding that he's going to have to drop back, and he's going to have to go and assist with that, as maybe those tank destroyers aren't going to be enough, as they are taking shots from the enemy team. So Quit just going to come up and take a position to assist them. He's got a fully loaded clip, so really what he wants to do is just get to some high ground, unload that clip at somebody, and then fall back and maybe try and flank around to the side or the rear. Just trying to pick somebody out. Finds the Jagdpanzer E100, but that's not his first choice for a target. Sees that E3 there. Again, he's not the first choice for a target either. Not really wanting to try and tangle with the front armour of any of those tanks. Decides to not bother unloading his first clip and just decides to relocate. The one downside to the Batchat is its ridiculously small ammo count. As you can see, only got 16 regular rounds and 5 premium rounds left already. So that's only sort of what, that's 4 clips left. And it's not like he's been raining fire down onto the enemy team much at all. Gets spotted by that IS-8. IS-8 has a shot, but he's not quite accurate enough, so Quit just able to get away with that. He could have returned fire on that IS-8, but he's... Oh, IS-8 had another shot and just about missed there. He could have returned fire to that IS-8, but just deciding that defending the base is much more important at this moment in time. So making his way as quickly as he can to the base. He was really putting in some miles here. A couple of people having a shot there, both of them missing, so a little bit of luck on his side here. And he comes up around behind the enemy team without them really realising what's going on. To be honest though, they should have known that he was coming if they've been paying attention to the mini-map. But to be honest, even if they do turn around and present Quit with their front armour, it just means that the tank destroyers that are camped up on the ridge will have rear armour to fire at. And there's a nice shot to take out that IS-7. That Jagdpanzer E100 is now facing his way, which means the T-54 has a clear shot at his rear armour and picks him off as well. Now he's got side armour of this E3, and then he gets taken out as well. So nice little bit of base defense there. Managing to take out pretty much everybody except this ST-1. But Quit just deciding, instead of firing his last shot at the ST-1, which probably would have just bounced anywhere, he's going to reload his clip and then relocate to a different position on the battlefield. And that's something you can really do with this Batchat, because it's so fast and so agile. You can use the time between reloading your clips to just relocate to a completely different flank. So we're just going to speed this one up a little bit until we get back into the action. Knows that there's an IS-8 camping over on the ridge here, and of course the IS-8 hasn't moved, so he's just going to try and rain some shells down through his side armor, takes out his track, and then picks up kill number 3. So excellent piece of work there to pick up the IS-8. I'm going to reload the clip and just get into... hug the rocks a little bit closer, just so that the artillery doesn't decide to rain a shot down and ruin his so far great game. Not picking up a ton of kills, but doing a decent amount of damage and really covering some miles here. Be interesting to see the score screen at the end to see just what kind of distance Quit's covered so far. So his clip's almost reloaded. Going to see if he can take this ST-1 by surprise. ST-1 spots him, rushes his shot, fires into the dirt, but even the side armour of the ST-1 is pretty formidable. Going to see if he can, there we go, picks him off, picks up kill number 4, and that E4 Jagdtiger still in that northern area, both of them stubbornly refusing to advance on that ST-1. So it's lucky that Quit was here with his Batchat just to really play mop-up and win the game. So, going to reload his clip. As you can see, only 7 rounds left, and he's been pretty conservative with the rounds. He hasn't just been firing them off every time that he's reloaded, and he's still only got 7 regular rounds left. Oh! Gets spotted by this T-30 here. T-30 puts a huge amount of damage through his side armor and takes out his track. Unfortunately, the reload speed of this T-30 is going to be much, much too long, and 1 clip should be enough to finish him off, and that is kill number 5. So excellent, excellent piece of work there. Did take a massive hit from that T-30, but was able to just cartwheel around the T-30 and pick him off at his leisure. And this just leaves the artillery left. Hopefully, if his team are going to be nice, Quit can pick up a Top Gun medal. Guys saying in the chat there, yep, you can have him, and that's okay from me. So that's going to be nice of them if they do allow Quit to pick up his Top Gun medal. Just going to wait for his clip to reload. maybe wait for the T-54 to come in as a little bit of support. You can see the T-92 just hiding behind the rocks there. So we're going to have to play this one carefully, as that guy is just going to wreck Quit's face if he doesn't play this one carefully. T-54 looks like he's going to be coming in from the north. And the T-92 just getting into position. Actually, the T-54 decides to go south. Let's see if he's going to be a pal and just distract the T-92. T-92 stubbornly refusing to take his gun away from target, so Quit just decided to head around the south as well. T-54 just saying, come around, I've got him. But he's not wanting to poke his head out here, because that T-92 is going to be easily able to wreck his day. Deciding to make a break for it, going to see if he can do him. First shot absorbed by the tracks, second shot went nicely through, third shot should be a case of picking up the kill, and that's the Top Gun medal. So absolutely excellent replay there from Quit, and I just want to give an honourable mention to that T-54 driver there. What's his name? Looks like Quillippy, so an honourable mention to you for allowing Quit to pick up his Top Gun medal. You don't see it very often, but nice bit of teamwork from him. So absolutely excellent replay from Quit. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, if you've got yourself a great replay, please send that in to replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like or favourite, stick a comment in the comment section below letting me know exactly what you thought. If you're not already, please consider hitting that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. I've been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.
No, mate, you're dead. You're deader than corduroy. Just tell me what happened. You don't get water. One, you fucked up my friend, smashed my camp up. And you're dead anyway. Oh shit, has he just been bitten?